Hi everyone, welcome back to John Florio channel. I am Mary and I'm here to talk about the great John Florio. If you are watching this video, it means that you are a bit of history nerd. Yes, you are. You are skeptical of the mainstream narrative about Shakespeare. You are curious about John Florio and how he might have influenced Shakespeare's works. If that's the case, welcome! And if you are not already part of this awesome community in which we share comments, opinions, stories, don't forget to subscribe. In my previous videos, I provided documented proof that John Florio was the Johannes factotum, the Nashe, a Greene attack in the Groatsworth of wit. But this leads us to the big question. Was John Florio Shakespeare? Before we dive deeper, let me clear something up. I'm not one of those scholars who believe that Florio was Shakespeare, meaning the writer of the plays attributed to him. I don't believe that, but not because I don't think that Florio wasn't talented enough. Far from it. In fact, I have explained in the previous videos that in Renaissance England, theatre was all about collaboration and readaptation of other writers' works. And this is important because it matches John Florio's working method. Florio's works are either the result of borrowing or the result of collaboration. Just one example, Montaigne essays. So Florio was very much the Johannes factotum mentioned by Nashe and Greene. He was involved in shaping Shakespeare's plays, but he wasn't the lone genius that some people want to believe in. And that brings up one of the biggest misconceptions about Shakespeare, the myth of him as the solo genius. Sure, the idea of Shakespeare as a lone hero genius sounds great in a historical novel or for a movie, but the truth was different and way more interesting. Shakespeare wasn't a one-man show. He collaborated with many writers. So instead of focusing on the solo genius, let's embrace the idea that many voices, many writers collaborated and contributed to the works that today are associated solely to Shakespeare. This gives us the opportunity to explore other candidates and possibilities. Bacon, Oxford, how Florio fits into all of this. I believe that understanding who contributed to each play help us gain a clear perspective on the historical and political context in which these works were created. Florio's fingerprints are all over certain plays, both linguistically and historically. But it's not just about Florio. There were many players involved in the creation of these masterpieces. So that said, let's play a little game I titled Shakespeare Machine. Who did what? Are you ready? With your help, I want to analyze each Shakespeare play. You have two ways to support your candidate for co-authorship. We have the historical evidence that shows that your candidate knew something unique, and the textual lexical proof that links the candidate's work to Shakespeare plays. Something important, it's crucial to back up claims with solid evidence. I don't want to hear about secret codes, mysterious messages. No, not speculations. Solid proof. We must use historical documents to form strong, well-documented evidences and well-reasoned arguments. Remember, we don't have a time machine. If we had a time machine, we could go back into the past and see what really happened. But we can do something very important. look at the documents of the time, for example, the story of the Johannes factotum about Florio, Nashe, Greene that I showed you in the last videos, that is a proof, a documented proof that Florio was a Johannes factotum. So find the historical documents and match them with well-reasoned arguments. This is the best way to get close to the truth. I will start with one play, Love's Labour's Lost, what is possibly one of the earliest Shakespeare plays. In the next video, I'll show you where we can find John Florio fingerprints in Love's Labour's Lost, from the choice of words to the historical context. But while we are exploring, I also want to consider other important figures who could have shaped the plays. That's your turn. For example, who were the patrons? What political purposes had each play? These are the kind of questions we answer together, where we can fit the many other candidates and people around the Shakespeare machine. Now, concerning Florio, I see that people still believe about the whole Holofernes, Florio against Shakespeare legend. And I want to be clear about it. John Florio has been a kind of taboo in Shakespeare studies. For centuries, scholars have ignored him or dismissed him. So Florio has been often portrayed as the pedant, the evil spy, and his contributions have been downplayed to avoid rising curiosity about his role in the English Renaissance and in Shakespeare's plays. Why? Because the more people look into Florio, the more they realize that he played a much larger part in shaping Shakespeare works. So, Florio is no longer the pedant, is no longer the intermediary. This is a word that I find so often in Shakespeare books. Florio the friend who gives Shakespeare lessons about Italian language. Florio the friend who gives Shakespeare his Italian books. Stop this. It doesn't make any sense. These are weak excuses the scholars have used to avoid acknowledging the true depth of his involvement. The best place to hide the secret is where nobody is looking. That's what happened with Florio. People have been too focused on conventional narratives like Shakespeare against Florio, instead of seeing the real fingerprints left by Florio in Shakespeare works that are the proof of his involvement in the plays. So I think we can start this little game to uncover the truth of Shakespeare works. Let's explore the writers, politicians, aristocrats who have bring these stories to life. So, whether you are a fan of Florio, a believer in the Bacon theory, or you have just your own ideas, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments, your theories. I will begin by examining Love's Labour's Lost, and I'll show you all Florio fingerprints, both in the historical context and the textual and lexical fingerprints that he left in Love's Labour's Lost. Which is your evidence, your proof? How do you think that your candidate shaped and was involved in this play? So let's explore together the world of Shakespeare, Florio and beyond. Support me and we will uncover together the incredible people and ideas that shape the history of English theatre. Stay resolute. Bye.